flowering this evening, and that's what they do. They flower in the evening. Now this variety is called Natural Mystic. A Natural Mystic I've already had for a couple of years, not here at home, but I've had it at other properties where I have friendships with people and we plant a lot of dragon fruit. So this one I know is from experience supposed to be self-pollinating, but I've always had it in a field with other varieties mixed in, and I always get plenty of fruit. So we're gonna find out if this really is a self-pollinating variety, because there are no other dragon fruit flowers in this property right here. So what I think we'll do is I'll come in with the camera and we'll be doing a little bit of a close-up here to the flower. I'll tell you a little bit about the flowers, a little bit about the tree, and then I'll show you how we're gonna hand pollinate. All right, so what we have here is we have as close of a photo, as close as I can get, of the dragon fruit flower. And I'm gonna explain to you what's happening here with the anatomy of the flower. So this here is the female part of the plant, and the stigmas are here. These are the stigmas. In the back, far away from the stigma, you see the distance between here and here, you have all of the pollen, okay? So these are the stamen, the anthers, all this here is where the pollen is. Now, if I brush this, I'll be able to get pollen onto the end of the brush. But for me, what I like to do is I like to make the brush just a little damp and pick up some of the pollen. But first I'm going to knock off some here into this cup to see if I can show you the pollen. You can see the pollen coming into the cup. I use the black cup. Using the black cup makes it obvious that there's pollen coming off. See how it's shedding? There's lots of pollen in here. And notice that there's a moth all of a sudden coming around, flying around. I don't know if you saw him, but I just saw the first moth that comes around at night. And usually they can help with the pollination, right? But we don't want to count on that, right? So here we are. We have plenty. Look at all that pollen. I don't know if you can see. Look at all the pollen I've already collected in there. Let's get a little bit more. A little bit more. Make sure we have plenty of pollen. And then just for fun, I'm going to go over to the other one, which is off camera, but I'm going to grab even more pollen off of that one. And I want a lot because I want to make sure, see all the pollen I have in there? I want to make sure that I have enough to kind of make sure that I can hopefully make this work. And if it does work, in about 45 days, we should have fruit. And in about 3 days, we should see the swelling at the bottom. And I'll come back to that in a couple of days to show you what I mean. So I think I got quite a bit of pollen. I'm going to wet the tip of the brush, and then I'm going to start applying it right over here, okay? We grab some, bring the cup in. Just come in. My lovely wife is with me helping me. Bring it down a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to just make it wet a little bit. Okay, all right, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab some of that pollen. Thank you. All right, so now I have lots of pollen stuck to the brush. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start applying it all over the place. The center, at the tips, all around. We'll grab a little bit more on the opposite side of the brush. Pollinate here. Pollinate, pollinate, pollinate. And then we're going to move over to the other one because we have 3 flowers on here. And we'll do the same. We'll repeat the same thing. We'll grab some more pollen, put it in the cup. What do you think? I'm overdoing it, or you think I put enough on there? I think I got plenty on there, right? And a little more for good luck, right? All right, so now I'm gonna angle the camera. I'm gonna move it over. I'm gonna move it over, and we're gonna get to the other flower. Angle it up just a little bit. Just down a little bit. Okay, right there. So we're gonna continue here. We're gonna grab more pollen. Hope you can see the pollen.
Why can't it pollinate itself?
So grab some of that. Now, a lot of people will ask, well, why can't it just pollinate itself? Well, some of them can pollinate themselves. And what I mean by that is the pollen doesn't just jump through the air and do a somersault and land where it's supposed to land. Okay, it doesn't do that. What it does do is if there's a vector, like, you know, an insect, or there's wind, or there's some rain, it's possible that you're going to get some of that pollen to land where it's supposed to land. But that's not something that's very reliable. You don't have a real way to make that happen. But if it did happen, if we do have everything working, and we have the insects or the wind or the rain makes it work, great, you'll have it happen. if that particular variety is self-compatible. In other words, its own pollen can cause the germination and the actual production of the fruit. Now, in some cases, there are varieties that have to be crossed. If you don't cross, you get nothing. This, as I said earlier, is a variety that is supposed to be self-compatible, not self-pollinating. There's a difference. Self-pollinating means that somehow the pollen does a somersault or some way it gets on there, right? Well, it doesn't. What this does is it waits to attract an insect. It can be bees, usually in the morning, but rare. And it's usually moths in the evening, or you and I that can come out and make this happen. Again, I've got enough experience with dragon fruit that tells me that my prior experience, the natural mystic, which is the one that this is, can actually produce. I don't know, for some reason it times out after a few minutes. So let me go back. So this variety, as I said earlier, can actually use its own pollen to pollinate. And that just means it's self-compatible. It does not mean it's self-pollinating. As I say it one more time, it can't all of a sudden go from here to here without something moving it, okay? An insect, rain, wind, you, I, me, whatever. Somebody's got to do it. So I've pollinated that one. I've pollinated this one. There is a third flower, which I think you'll see in the overall video. So this particular plant produced three flower buds. There's one more I'll show you in a minute that has not opened yet. It'll probably open tomorrow night. All right, so there you have it. We have the natural mystic dragon fruit plant. This variety, as I said earlier, is able to pollinate self-compatible with its own pollen as opposed to cross-pollination. But you can't rely on insects to carry the pollen, so it's better if you come out when the flower has just opened. In this case, it's about 9 o'clock in the evening, and I noticed them when I came home, this actually around 5 o'clock, 5, 6 o'clock. They were already beginning to open, and then as they begin to open, gradually, a couple hours later, they're open the way you see them now, and that's when I've decided to pollinate them, okay? Now, there are two other potential fruit that could come. There's one back here, which I have not yet pollinated. I'm pointing to it. I don't know if you could see this, but it's way back here. So there's one in the back. There's really no way for me to angle the camera and get in there and show you. So because I have it on a tripod, it keeps everything steady. But that right there is going to be pollinated in a minute. And then there's another one way up here, which I'm not sure if you can see it. Let me come around this way. There's another one that has not even opened yet. I don't know if you can turn that just a little bit, and then right up there, there's another one. Now this is not open, but I'm hoping that it doesn't open in the morning. I'm hoping that it opens tomorrow night, but I suspect, because as far as it's gone, it might actually open in the morning. And that could be good, or it could be bad. Who knows, right? I'm not going to be here necessarily in the morning. You know, you never know if you're going to be home, but I think I might. And if I am home in the morning and it's open, I'll go ahead and I'll pollinate that one. If not, we'll do it in the evening. Anyway, I hope that was valuable, that you learned something. I hope you subscribe to the channel. And if there's any questions or anything, if you have some experience with pollinating these, if you grow a variety that you think is really awesome and cool, go ahead and leave a comment and hit the notification bell so that if you ever want to know what I'm up to, you'll get a notification. Again, hit us up for a subscription. We really need to grow the channel, and we really appreciate all the loyal people that have been with us for years. The channel continues to grow. We continue to have more and more subscribers, and we really enjoy doing this, and we enjoy having you come along to watch us. So we'll see you again. Have a good one.